G'day, my name's Anthony Landell. I'm Managing Director of Equilibria Finance, and here today is Raj Ladher, one of the senior brokers at Equilibria Finance based on the Central Coast, here to share some tips and considerations for first home buyers, which is a big space you work in on the coast. Raj, you do a lot of work with your first home buyers when they initially come to talk to you about budgeting. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that and why it's so important.
Budgeting is so important. I do get a lot of clients who will come through to me and say, hey Raj, here's my income, tell me what the bank will borrow, tell me how much the bank will lend me. And I always twist it on its head to say, actually, let me see how much you can afford to repay. So expenses is really important, firstly from a bank's perspective. So the banks will look at your living expenses and give you a loan amount based on that. But more importantly for you is, if I was to give you $1 million loan because that's what you want to buy, can you actually afford the repayments? And if you do, how much of your lifestyle will you have to change?
Yeah, so a key factor is not only how much can I borrow, but what am I comfortable in terms of repaying?
Correct.
And obviously a bank, when they look at a first home buyer or any borrowers, taking into consideration their income, have they any good stable job, living expenses as you touched on, any credit card and liabilities, and also credit behaviour and credit reports. Yes. are incredibly important as well. Raj, what do you see as the main challenges that you see when you're working with first home buyers?
For sure. Well, we're based in Sydney. We're based on the Central Coast, but it's incredibly getting more and more difficult for clients to put a deposit together. Especially if you're renting, it is a vicious circle. You're getting an income and then you're paying out, which then increases the time for you to get to put a deposit together. Yeah.
So the deposit's one of the big challenges, and you touched on it before as well, is around the affordability, around how much is a bank willing to lend an individual. Correct. And saving for the deposit. There are some government schemes that help with first home buyers. Do you want to talk a little bit to them?
Yeah, for sure. So there's a number of state and federal schemes which will allow you to get into the property market sooner. So there's some scheme will allow you to get into buy a property with even a 5% deposit, which speeds up the process of getting in.
Yeah, and there's also the stamp duty concessions. Correct. And other schemes as well that can help, which you help guide everybody through as well.
Yeah, we run through everyone's eligibility and see what that looks like in terms of actually buying the property.
Yeah. Fantastic. People hear about the word pre-approval. What is a pre-approval and why is that so important, particularly for a first home buyer?
Yeah, pre-approval is incredibly important. We do get clients who will come through and present me about their dream home before we haven't even touched the surface of what they can afford, what they can repay back and everything else. So a pre-approval is where we put an application together, having gone through someone's circumstances and their requirements in detail, to then look at a lender, look how much you can afford, how much loan you can get, how much deposit you will need. We will look at someone's credit report as well. Credit's very, very important thing to check as well. And then off the back of that, we will actually submit an application for someone to manually assess that pre-approval, which then allows them to go and make an offer with confidence, which generally lasts for about 90 days.
So they can go to an auction or a real estate agent and understand what they can afford and what sort of limit they can do to, which is fantastic. Correct. And gives them a lot of confidence. Yeah. Thanks very much, Raj. That was really informative, mate. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.